We're so happy to have our first guest here today. Please welcome Toya Jackson.
Hello.
Well, what a time you've been through.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It really has.
I'm sure it's probably at a point right now. I know, having lost people in my own family, suddenly that it takes a long time for it to actually be real.
No, it really does, Bonnie. Even to this day, I don't wish to believe it, and I still don't believe it. And it doesn't seem like it's real. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I understand that, especially, too, with Michael. There's just so many images of him and the sound of his voice, and it's constantly around. It must feel like he's right there, and I'm sure that's just, there's something comforting about it, but also very difficult.
It's like you said, it's very comforting to know that no matter what, he still will always be around, but at the same time, it's so difficult. I won't listen to his music, and it takes time.
It's too hard right now.
Especially the slower songs, yes, absolutely.
You guys had a really special bond, didn't you? I was watching that videotape of the two of you in front of the fountain at home.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, can we show a couple minutes of it? It's just, you came home and Michael was sitting in front of the fountain. You guys were just, it was just your family, right?
Right. Just Michael was at home and just sitting by the fountain, just chatting and talking, whatever. Always doing something like that.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Let's just see a moment of it, because it's so brother and sister.
What are some of your other dreams?
There's so many. I'd like to be right now where you are. That's my biggest dream.
She keeps saying that.
Because you've done it all, practically.
I haven't done it all.
Yes, you have.
He has. Thank you.
Isn't it nice that you know you said that to him?
Yeah, because, Bonnie, he's done it all. And just think, that was so many years ago, and to me, he had done it all then.
Right.
And he accomplished so much more even after that, which is really, really great. He was just an incredible guy.
Well, he was fascinating. I mean, fascinating in many ways. I mean, his talent was incredible. The music came from inside of him, the rhythm, the beat, everything about it. Even in that video, when he was sitting with you, at certain moments, he just starts to clap his hands and move, and it really gives you that feeling of Fred Astaire.
No,
you know?
no, really. He loved Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
He adored Fred Astaire. Michael was like magic. You guys, you really didn't know him, but he was so special, so different. And I would always say to my mother would always say, I would say, Mother, he's special. He was just different. He can look at a dance move for 1 minute and repeat it identical. And I go, what are you looking at that I don't get? Because I just couldn't do it. And he does it. It's amazing.
Do you remember a time before that? Do you have any memories of you guys not being famous, not being known, where it was just life?
I always remember my brothers being famous. As a little girl, they were very, very famous, and they used to perform in Chicago all the time. That's all I remember. But what I do recall is that, like you said, he was Michael, the brothers, he would choreograph back then, the entire group, and then when they'd have them pose for pictures, Michael would put his positions in, he'd jump out the picture and say, no, Marlon, you switch with Jermaine, and Jackie, you go in the back, and I think I'll be right here. And it was always the perfect picture every single time. Amazing.
He was always directing.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. He knew what he wanted.
Did you guys grow up, you know, there's a bunch of kids in my family as well. We grew up with a really kind of a double standard. Like the girls, we did the dishes, we cleaned the house, and my brothers took out the garbage and, you know, shoveled the snow. Was there a double standard in your house? Were the girls treated differently than the boys? Were they more of the, you know,
well, when we were really, really young, yes, the brothers did do the snow thing, as you said, yes, of course. But my mother always gave us chores, and we would have days to do the dishes and things of that nature, so that's how it was. But isn't it great, Bunny, to come from a large family?
It is. You definitely feel, you always know the essence of teamwork, because that's what it takes to get through every single day.
That's right.
But you also have the comfort of knowing there's somebody looking out for you and somebody you can trust.
And there's always, no matter what, there's always something to do, and there's always someone there. And like you said, I always said that we were so large and such a large family that we were our own best friends.
Right.
Because you always have friends when you're from a large family. There's always somebody there. And you become just united as one.
What happened? How did Michael, what is your opinion? How did he drift away into this world where, you know, he was medicated and almost sometimes surreal and out of touch? When, you know, like it must have been devastating to see him drift away. Some family members must have been aware of it, that he wasn't accessible anymore.
Well, yes, it comes with time, and that's basically what happened. But what it was that during the burn, and
when he got burned during the Pepsi commercial.
The Pepsi commercial, yes, during that burn, and then that pain, and then the medication the doctors gave him. And who knew that that medication keeps wearing on you that way? Because you didn't know. We didn't know. And eventually that's basically what happened. But
do you think he was addicted and felt like no way out, or was it shameful to admit addiction? Is that part of it?
I think with anybody it's shameful to admit it. I think everybody's in denial who's doing that, of course, because they don't wish it, and they don't wish for that to happen to them, but sometimes it does. However, in this case, that's what happened, and when we found out, we were constantly trying to intervene, and the people that surrounded themselves with him would never allow us to get near him, come near him, and we've done a lot. We've jumped the gates, and we've done everything. However, I must say this to you and to the audience, is that when Michael did pass, he was very clean. He had been to treatment, and he had nothing in him. What he had in him is what they gave him. Because
you said very early on that you felt your brother was murdered.
Yes, I did. I felt that Michael was murdered immediately. And the reason why is because Michael told me, he says, LaToya, they're going to kill me over my publishing. And the publishing is his music, which is his catalog that he owns. He owns over 700,000 songs. He owns all of the Beatles catalogs. Most of your artists that you see performing, Michael owns their music, and that's what he did. He would purchase everybody's music. So whenever it's played like elevator music, that's his music you're hearing. But anyway, they wanted his catalog so badly.
Who's they?
The people that could get access to it. And he says, I don't want it. He says, I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. It's dangerous. They're going to murder me over this. I don't want to have anything to do with it. He would fight with it back and forth. He would say, but it's mine. I want it. I want it. And he'd say, I don't want it. I don't want it. They're going to kill me over it. And the whole bed. And that's why I knew. Because he knew the conversation that was going on. Which is so sad.
Yeah, it is. It's devastating. I mean, for all of us, we see somebody that was an entertainer that's a part of our, the soundtrack of our lives, especially somebody my age. But for you, it was your brother.
Yeah, it was my brother.
Yeah.
It's very different. It's just so it's hard to believe. It really is. It's so hard to believe.
Yeah, I can imagine. We'll be back with Toya, and we'll talk more. We'll ask about the kids and everything else. We'll be right back.
Ahead.
He had disappeared. They said, Dr. Murray has disappeared. We've been trying to contact him. We can't find him.
All new Bonnie, Lily Tomlin on Staying Young.
I have a really good facialist.
What do they buy, like mud packs and stuff?
It's kind of a Jiffy Lube product.
Plus, tip from the author of Eat This, Not That. Monday on Bonnie.
What is it like for the family to be at home watching this news coverage? Everyone's speculating and laughing in between, as if they weren't talking about a person sometimes.
My brother Jermaine watched, but we didn't watch TV at all. We couldn't watch it. We didn't want to hear anything about it. We didn't want to know anything about it.
But it seemed to me when I would see Jermaine on, he would be so adamant that Michael didn't have a drug problem and that he wasn't, like, almost as if it were shameful. But it really didn't stem from him, like, becoming a drug addict. He got burned, he got injured, he started to rely on the medication so that he didn't have pain. And, one thing leads to another, and you get kind of removed from the family because the family's telling you no, and you're not willing to deal with the addiction yet, so you have to push them away.
Exactly. You're exactly right. And then the people that are around you help you to push them away as well.
Right, because he didn't want people around him telling him no. Probably, and he wanted some...
Exactly, but that's what they do, isn't it?
That's the problem. You find somebody who's willing to say yes, and that's what's so dangerous.
And the people that are around you are the ones who are actually enabling you and giving you this, which is not a good thing at all.
Right. Okay, I hate to interrupt. We'll be right back.
Next, LaToya gets answers.
So I said, you're the doctor? He says, yeah. I go, come here. I want to talk to you. I want to know exactly what happened. You tell me what happened.
We're back with LaToya Jackson. That was the video from her single home, and I want you guys to know that all the proceeds from the purchase of the single go to AIDS Project LA. It's one of her brother Michael's favorite charities. We were talking for a second during the break about what a difficult time this is, and it's kind of scary to hear you talk about it when you were just talking to me when you said there's just so much involved in this.
Yes.
And that you feel it was planned.
Yes.